Welcome to the Bissagos Islands, a breathtaking archipelago in Guinea-bissau. Picture 88 enchanting islands, each brimming with lush mangroves and vibrant wildlife, where life is guided by the spirits of the land and sea. The Bissagos people have some wild, exhilarating rituals and sacred ceremonies. In this adventure, we'll dive into the heart of Bissagos culture, the thrilling initiation ceremony, multiple wives, and the chaos of their festivals. Get ready to uncover the mysteries of this untouched paradise. You will be surprised by the scary thing they keep in their home. So stay tuned. The Bissagos Islands, a world apart. The Bissagos Islands are an extraordinary archipelago in Guinea-bissau, West Africa, comprising 88 islands scattered across the Atlantic Ocean. These islands are sacred lands, revered for their natural beauty and spiritual significance. The Bissagos are isolated, often described as a territory that has remained untouched by modernity and time. This remoteness has allowed the islands to preserve their unique culture and biodiversity. The islands form a natural sanctuary, characterized by mangrove swamps, sandbanks, and some of the strongest tides in Africa. Due to the isolation, the Bissagos or Bissagos people have forged an inseparable bond with nature, treating it not only as a resource, but as something sacred. Their worldview is deeply tied to the spirits of the land, sea, and sky. These spirits, according to tradition, govern their way of life, and only those initiated into the community's sacred practices can communicate with them. There are traditional healers on the island of Karache. They rely on their profound knowledge of the forest's plants to treat the people. They gather herbs and remedies from the forest, which is revered almost as a living pharmacy. But it's not just about taking. The healers must ask the forest for permission before collecting the plants, emphasizing the sacredness of nature. This respect for the environment is woven into the spiritual fabric of the Bissagos culture, making the islands not just a physical territory, but a place where nature and spirit coexist in harmony. In addition to their rich biodiversity, the islands have a mythical significance. They are said to form a boundary between the land of Africa, the ocean, and the endless sky. This mythology adds to the sense that the Bissagos Islands are more than just a geographical location. They are a spiritual realm where the physical and metaphysical worlds meet. For centuries, the Bissagos people have maintained a fierce independence, resisting colonial authority and remaining largely untouched by external forces. Their villages are located inland, far from the coast, a deliberate choice to protect themselves from outside threats. The Bissagos people's connection to their land and spiritual heritage is a defining feature of their culture, making these islands a unique blend of nature, tradition, and spirit. Rituals and initiations, the heart of Bissagos culture. At the heart of the Bissagos culture lies a deeply entrenched system of rituals and initiations. In the Bissagos culture, ancestral worship plays a significant role, and part of this involves the preservation and use of human beings' skulls or their bones. These remains are often kept in homes or used in rituals to honor the dead and maintain a connection with their ancestors. The Bissagos people believe that these physical remains hold spiritual power, symbolizing the presence and protection of the ancestors. For outsiders, the practice can appear shocking or macabre, but for the Bissagos, it's a sacred tradition that reinforces their deep respect for lineage and the spiritual world. The finado is the most important initiation ritual in a young man's life, marking his transition to adulthood. Lasting several months, it tests both physical endurance and spiritual strength, transforming boys into kamabis, respected men capable of guiding their communities. The ritual, held deep in the sacred forest, connects the initiates with their ancestral spirits. It's not just about strength, it's a spiritual journey that earns them respect and wisdom. The fanado symbolizes the Bissagos people's connection to their spiritual heritage, ensuring each generation remains tied to their ancestral traditions. Then there is a festival called Vaca Bruda, where men wear costumes and masks that represent animals. The festival is known for being lively and sometimes chaotic, with people getting really into it through wild dances and occasionally showing some aggressive behavior. This can make the event feel intense and maybe even confusing for people who aren't familiar with it. The participants dressed as animals engage in wild dancing, mock fights, and charging at each other, mimicking animal behavior. The energy can feel aggressive with pushing, shoving, and intense interactions, but it's mostly playful and part of the chaotic celebration. One disturbing aspect of their culture is related to their beliefs about witchcraft and the treatment of those accused of being a witch. In Bissagos society, accusations of witchcraft can lead to severe consequences. People believed to possess supernatural powers are often ostracized, and in some cases they may face or even be. This fear of witchcraft and the actions taken against accused individuals can lead to a cycle of fear and injustice within the community. Unique biodiversity and strange cultural practices. The Bissagos Islands provide a habitat for a wide variety of plant and animal life. Perhaps the most fascinating creature found here is the saltwater hippopotamus, a rare species that has adapted to the brackish waters of the islands. These hippos are revered by the Bissagos people, who see them as symbols of strength and courage. In Bissagos culture, to be compared to a hippopotamus is the highest form of praise, indicating that a person possesses great power and resilience. The Bissagos Islands are a rare example of a place where human activity and nature coexist in harmony. The palm tree plays a central role in daily life. The Bissagos people use every part of the tree, the trunk for building, the sap for making wine, the nuts for oil, and the fronds for creating ropes and brooms. This sustainable use of natural resources is a testament to their deep understanding of the environment and their ability to live self-sufficiently. The forest itself is seen as a spiritual entity, and the Bissagos people believe that by respecting nature, they are also honoring the spirits that inhabit the land. The people's deep respect for the environment has allowed the islands to remain pristine and unspoiled, providing a safe haven for both humans and wildlife. Polygamy is practiced among some communities in the Bissagos Islands. In their traditional society, it is not uncommon for men to have multiple wives, which is often seen as a sign of status and wealth. The practice is rooted in cultural beliefs and social structures, where marriage alliances can strengthen family ties and community relationships. However, the extent and acceptance of polygamy can vary among different families and individuals within the Bissagos culture. Marrying cousins is more common as they can help strengthen familial ties and alliances between families or clans. This practice is often rooted in cultural traditions that value close-knit community bonds. Women in the Bissagos Islands face significant challenges despite living in a matriarchal society. They struggle with limited access to health care, especially maternal care, due to the island's remoteness, which complicates medical emergencies. Educational disparities persist, as cultural norms may prioritize household duties over schooling for girls, limiting their future opportunities. Economically, while women can inherit property and manage resources, the subsistence lifestyle often results in financial insecurity, survival, and the power of community. The Bissagos people primarily lead a self-sufficient lifestyle, relying on farming, fishing, and gathering for their survival. They grow their own food, such as rice, which is a staple, and also collect fruits and palm products from the surrounding forests. Fishing is a major part of their diet, and the rich waters around the islands provide them with a variety of fish, crabs, and mollusks. While the Bissagos economy is largely based on subsistence activities, they do engage in some trade with nearby regions. They sell surplus crops, fish or palm oil to the mainland or between islands. However, the use of money is minimal compared to modern economies. Bartering and exchange of goods are common within their communities. They do hunt, mostly for small game such as wild boars, and sometimes they capture turtles or small mammals. One of the wildest things they eat is probably the saltwater hippopotamus. Though it is rare and culturally significant, it has been hunted in the past. Additionally, they collect wild honey and sometimes gather insects like certain grubs, which are considered a delicacy. Apart from common sources of food like fish and fruits, turtles, their eggs, and occasionally the hippopotamus are some of the more unusual foods in their diet. They also make use of the entire palm tree, not just for materials, but also for things like palm wine and palm oil. Eating animals like stingrays, which are considered dangerous due to their poisonous barbs, adds to the daring nature of their diet in maintaining the social fabric of the Bissagos people. At the core of their culture is a deep respect for the elders, who are seen as the guardians of knowledge and the guides for the younger generation. In Bissagos society, children are not just the responsibility of their parents. They are the responsibility of the entire community. This sense of collective responsibility is evident in the way the community works together to ensure the well-being of its members. For example, the island of Orango operates a community radio station that helps keep the islanders connected and informed about important issues like public health and the environment. The radio station serves as a symbol of the communal bonds that hold the Bissagos people together, despite the physical isolation of their islands. Tradition also plays a crucial role in the way the Bissagos people interact with their environment. Fishing, harvesting, and other daily activities are governed by the rhythms of nature and the spiritual beliefs that have been passed down through generations. Even the tools they use, like the canyago, are made from natural materials and represent the wisdom of the elders. The canyago is more than just a tool. It is a symbol of independence and the ability to provide for oneself and one's family. Tradition is the lifeblood of Bissagos society, providing the structure and guidance needed to navigate the challenges of life on the islands. The elders are the custodians of this knowledge, ensuring that the younger generation remains connected to their spiritual and cultural roots. The Bissagos Islands are a place where nature, spirit, and community come together in a delicate balance. The people's deep respect for tradition and their connection to the natural world have allowed them to thrive in isolation, preserving their unique way of life. Would you like to spend a day with them? Tell us what you would like to do. Leave a comment in the comment section and make sure you like the video if you've enjoyed our adventure tales. If you would like to see more content from us, make sure to subscribe and we'll see you tomorrow as we share a new story every day.